So today I originally wanted to talk about smart shopping tips at the grocery store, but I already did a video on that walking through the store. I just felt like it was really quick and I needed to do something more, but I watched it and I'm like, it really kind of sums up everything. Not in a whole lot of detail, but I mean, how much detail do we really need? We go on the perimeter of the store. You want to buy things that are whole food options as much as you can. Minimize or eliminate processed foods, things with a label. And you're going to do that as a progression. So maybe not at the beginning. Like, I'm not going to necessarily make my own tortillas if I've been using tortillas and I'm making all these changes. You don't want to add such something that takes so much labor, or you just don't even know what to do. It's like 3 ingredients like flour, water, salt. They're very easy to make, but they can be very time consuming. So the following week was meal planning and prep guide. So what I wanted to do, I talked in that other video about making a grocery list. I just wanted to show you the list that I use for my students. You can't see it that well, but I will do my best to plug it in here somehow for you to see it. Anyway, for them, I have their names and things and the recipe that we're using. But you have produce, not meat, not dairy, and miscellaneous. So your not meat section and your not dairy and your produce are pretty self-explanatory. The miscellaneous section, that will be all of the aisles. So everything you need on the aisle. Now, if you're going to get eggs, such as just egg, that's going to be in the dairy section. And your breads and nuts, they're going to be in the produce section. So I have the kids put that in the produce section so that when I walk through the store, I'm coming into the store in this produce section and I pass by the not meat section. Well, it's the meat section. Sometimes you're going to have to go on the aisle, but I understand when I'm writing my list that my not meat section is the not meat aisle in probably the freezer section. And then I'm going to pass by the dairy section. And then if I need to go on the aisle, then I'll go on the aisle to get what I need. So I just wanted to do one with you. Tacos are my go-to. So we'll do tacos. Some things you want to focus on. Whole food and seasonal. I can't say that I always do a really good job with the seasonal part because I'm just going to get what I want to get and I'm going to eat what I want to eat. It is cheaper. There's lots of things that people talk about when they say eat seasonal. The food really does taste better. If you get a watermelon in the summer versus a watermelon in December, there is a big difference. So flavor, and I love flavor. So, all right, so let's say we're going to make tacos. So what all do we need on a taco? Flour or corn tortillas. That company, Siete, it has really good almond flour and different flour tortillas. Nevertheless, all right, so looking at what you're going to wrap it in. Now, you don't have to wrap your taco in a tortilla. You can use lettuce for your wrap. That's really up to you. If you have a family, I like to do different options. So mom or dad might have the lettuce romaine wrap. The kids might have the tortillas. Grandma might like the corn tortillas. Kids might like the flour. Whatever. Anyway, so your tortillas, that's on your aisle. So you're going to put tortillas, and I tell my students, if you don't put quantities, you're telling me that you don't really want me to go get it because I don't know how much you need and I don't know, whatever. So you need to tell me one package, one bunch, quantity, ounces, cups, something. so that I know how much it is you need. Same thing for yourself. When you're making this list for yourself, don't give yourself a hard time trying to remember and have to think in the store. You're going to use this list to make it so much easier for you. Put down the quantities that you need. If there's, if it's one pack that you need, or you need 16, whichever, put 1, put 16, put 32, I don't know, put 3 packs, whatever it is you normally get. I'm going to just put 1 package of tortilla, corn. All right, so what are some other things? Your protein, you can have different stuff. For your protein, you can have beans. So I like black beans. I don't know why, but I also like to put refried beans. If I don't have refried beans, I like hummus. Hummus is going to be in your produce section, unless, of course, you're making it on your own. You're going to make your own hummus. Then your beans will be in your miscellaneous section. And then your garlic is going to be in the produce section. Then you need tahini. Then you need lemon juice, red bell peppers if you're going to, or roasted red bell pepper in the jar if you want roasted red bell pepper hummus. But for now and for ease, I'm going to put hummus in the produce section. Avocado or guacamole. Like, this is my real list for next week, y'all. All right. What else do you like on your taco? Lettuce. Sometimes I'll put tomato on there, but I really like salsa, the fresh one. Is it called Jack's? Jack's Mile. They have a mango, peach mango maybe. My son really liked the sweet onion one, so I was always getting different ones for everybody because they don't let it go to waste. Sometimes they're 2 for $4. I hadn't bought it in a long time. You can make that, so make sure you put all of your ingredients on the list. So tomato, red onion, cilantro, lime juice. I'm going to put limes. What else? I said proteins. Mushrooms. I keep saying proteins, but then I keep avoiding proteins. But there's varying amounts of proteins in some of these vegetables. But we have black beans, they're covered. Now, you could do like the Impossible ground, not meat, and brown that and use a taco seasoning and do it. You make it just like you would the meat version, and very few people are going to notice a difference, if any. If you know how to season, there should be really no difference. Now, unless if you're using Beyond Beef, I can smell it from a mile away. So that would be the only difference. The brand that you get, it just depends on people's preference. All right, looking at this list, you can use jackfruit, tofu, tempeh, seitan, lentils. One thing that I really like on here, and according to Dr. Sebi, you should not even be eating corn. That's horse feed. I do like sweet corn. You cut it off the cob, saute it, and you have to scrape it. My ex-mother-in-law used to scrape it off the cob, and she makes the best cream corn I've ever tasted. Never been able to duplicate it. I watched, I looked, I repeated, I did the thing. So maybe she just put her foot in it, and I just can't do it. My foot doesn't taste like her foot. If you know about putting your foot in it, that just means that the way that you season, how you season, the outcome, it's like, oh my God, that person put their foot in it. Anyway, sweet corn, you cut it off the cob, and then you run the knife on the side of the corn, and you get all those little pieces out, and you saute that with onion, salt and pepper, and that's it. And that's going to be one of the sides that you're going to put on your taco. You can also grill the corn. Cauliflower, I don't really like to put cauliflower on there. You can do sweet potato or small sauteed butternut squash. It gives a really nice sweetness. Your zucchini or summer squash, you can saute it or not. It really is up to you. Bell peppers for sure, and onions, like the fajita style mix. So the red, green, yellow bell pepper with the onion, and then you season it, you saute it up, and you have it. So I might have a picture of this. I just do a whole spread. So I end up with like 15 different ingredients for my taco. And then I use the street or the small tacos. And so the kids would have like 6 per person. So every time they come back and get two, every time it feels like a different meal. And if there's leftovers, then we have that for a second day. All right. Some more of the fresh toppings. Lettuce, I have that. Spinach or kale you can do. I do that sometimes. But usually I use romaine or spinach if I have it. Pico de gallo. Sliced radishes, but I never really got into radishes. But it's a peppery crunch for sure. Pickled onions are good. We already said avocado, guacamole. I have that. I have cilantro. Cucumbers is one that I like to put on there. You could do the salsa verde, the green salsa. And let's see. You got to have hot sauce on the side, and you have to have like 3 or 4 different kinds in my house. So a favorite is Cholula over here. And Old Bay has a really good tasting hot sauce, and so I'll have that one. But then I top it off with a cashew sour cream, or you can do a yogurt based, like a vegan plant yogurt, plain. Please make sure it's not vanilla. It's just not going to be the same. Tahini sauce would give it a little twist, but that's not usually my go-to. Then you have your not cheese. Nutritional yeast is a good option. That would go in your, I think I have 3 bags of nutritional yeast, so I better check. That goes in your miscellaneous section. Another good one is vegan feta crumble. Now, when they're making the taco, sometimes they use, well, Chaz would put all the different things. You try to fit all these things on there, and it's just, the taco is only this big. And so when you fold it, less is really best in this taco. And it's better to just simplify it and do a different one and do a different one and a different one like that. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I like to put feta on one, and then like smoked not Gouda on another one, and then maybe some not cheddar on another one. So you have all these different flavors. So essentially you're getting different tacos every time. I've not been able to make the same taco unless I'm doing it exactly at the same time. I'm not able to make the same one. I also really like oyster mushrooms on the taco. It gives you that meaty feel, and it's so filling. But I found that it's better if I slice them or kind of rough chop them so that they fit on the small taco. I don't really like to do the big tacos unless you want to do like a fajita wrap, and then you can bake it, and then all these other toppings you can throw on top and have like a salad, or for your second day or even your first day. But I like to have one thing one day and then feels like a whole different thing on the next day. So you could do some chips, tortilla chips on a plate, and then take all these ingredients and make you a taco salad. So that's 2 days of dinner with one requisition or grocery list. I didn't put quantities on here because it's just me. Let's see. I will probably eat this for the entire week because I don't mind and it's so good. Or if I'm eating it dinner, lunch, dinner, maybe. And then it's so different that it's not a big deal that you're eating it day to day. All right, so 1 hummus, 2 avocados, 1 lettuce, one bunch. Well, I like a lot of limes, so I might get a bag of limes and then I just put the extra limes in my juice or use it for whatever, squeezing on everything. 1 package of mushrooms. The trumpet mushrooms are really good, but you definitely have to cut those up because they're not easy to, bite inside of a taco. All right, and then 1 package of not cheese, one. I'm gonna say 2 or 3 cans of black beans. But, get what you need for your fam. All right. So, I don't think I'm going to use any of the impossible meats, so my not meat section is blank. So then this is what you have. This is what you take to the grocery list and you're ready to go. Okay. Now, if there's any other thing you need around the house, you put that in your miscellaneous section. So any cleaning products or whatever, batteries or whatever you need, you would put it right down here so that you can get in the store and get out of the store. So you should go in, go around the perimeter of the store, then go through your aisles as few as you can, and just go directly to where you need to go for your stuff and get out of that store. This is how you're going to save some money. So when you're, let's see, everything on here, I wanted to talk a little bit about labels. Let me tell you about these tortillas. This is what made me, the tortilla, they have so many ingredients sometimes in there that it's nerve-wracking, but the corn tortillas in the paper package, if you like corn tortillas, they have 3 ingredients. It's corn, something, salt, lime. They have a lime one that's really good. I would rather get ingredients where I can recognize and be able to know what I'm getting, besides all the abbreviations and the long words and all the chemical compounds that they're putting in food. So on this list, my black beans, my refried beans, I don't know, refried beans, it should just be beans, right? Mashed beans. Black beans should be beans, water, salt, or no salt if that's what you're getting. Feta should just be feta. All these things should just be right out of produce. If you get a pico de gallo, it should say onions, maybe citric acid for color or retain, whatever, I don't know. Budget friendly. Bulk bins, farmers markets. I mean, ideally we'd like to do that. I don't really go to bulk bins often. I do for nuts and some grains and some salts and things like that. You pull the thing down, fill your bag to however much you think you get what you need, and you can store it in a glass or whatever container you have at home and label it. That's going to be cheaper because they don't have to they're not providing the packaging, so they don't have to pay for the packaging, so you save that. Meal planning support, like what I normally do, if I'm telling you to meal prep for the week and you want to do this on Sunday, you would put everything that you need on here. So if I was doing tacos and enchiladas, I want to make sure I have everything on here. If I was going to do a lentil loaf, I'm going to add the ingredients on here also. So everything for the week, so I can run in, get what I need, and come out, and I don't have to keep going back and forth to the store. But before I go, I'm going to go in my pantry and go in my refrigerator and my freezer, and I'm going to mark off all the things. Like I said before, the kids are putting salt and pepper and everything down there. If you ignore those things and don't put that stuff down here, one day you're going to run out of it. I have nutritional yeast. I have black beans. I have tortillas. I have not cheese in the freezer. It actually freezes really well. I don't have any of these fresh things. Oh, I have avocados. My students made hummus this week and it's gone. So I'm going to have to make it again or buy some. All right. So, and I don't think I'm going to use refried beans since I have the black beans. So I'm going to mark that off. All right. So now my list just got shorter. I don't have as many things on here to purchase because I made sure that I'm not double buying things. So it doesn't make sense if I have black beans already. Why would I buy more black beans? Like, this is how we lose money. We were cleaning out the refrigerator at school today and there were 3 ketchups open. I'm like, why is there 3 ketchups? There were 3 or 4 sesame oils open. So instead of checking the refrigerator to see if somebody put it in there, they'll go to the pantry where the extras are and they'll open a new one. And when they're done, they put it in the refrigerator. And then the refrigerator gets so chaotic with 3 classes. I'm like, people, let's keep these things organized. So just like I did my pantry organization, I'm getting ready to put labels on there. I'm going to get some labels for school and put labels on there. And let's hope that they read them and put things in the right section so they're not having to look around for things. So that's why last week we did the organization. I cleaned out the refrigerator, freezer, pantry, everything so I can identify and make sure that I have everything that I need. Not everything that I need, but I'm aware of everything that I have so that I'm not buying more than what I need is what I'm trying to say. All right. Lastly, use meal planning support. If you're not accustomed to doing this all the time and writing a list and you're just accustomed to running in the store, getting what you need, that's probably why you're spending more than you'd like to be spending on groceries. And if it's cumbersome, because this takes a while to get into a habit, I can't do grocery shopping without this because I'd be back and forth throughout the day. And I can't leave school in between classes because the classes come so fast. So I have to make sure that I have everything for every class, no matter how different their recipes or whatever section they're on. I have to make sure I have it all. So use these meal planning support things like the apps. We talked about forks over knives and stuff like that. Pick out the things, let them make your list. I mean, why not? I have on here coupons, but I've not found a lot of manufacturer coupons. Of course, we're trying to get away from buying manufactured foods, but Kroger does a really good job of giving you coupons related to what you're buying. So if you buy $20 worth of groceries, you get $3 off in the produce section. Or, you know, if you buy $20 worth of produce, you get $3 off or $4 off, sometimes $5 off in the produce section. So I love how they kind of match the things that you're already buying to the coupons that you're going to be getting. So I'm actually already purchasing. So very seldom do I see something in their little coupon packet that has nothing to do with something that, you know, it's related to something that I bought, or it's the same exact brand as something that I bought. Now, sometimes if I'm buying something for somebody else, then I'll see that coupon pop up and that's not something that I buy, and I politely give that away to somebody else. And then eventually, month to month, those coupons really do get back on track. So, yeah. Well, let's see what else I have. I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me for some smart grocery tips again. We just touched on that a little bit, and also some meal planning tips regarding making your grocery list and navigating the grocery store. I appreciate you so much. Join us next week for our next topic. Thank you.